So today I'm going to show you how I make this gorgeous zippy Twisted Sister taco case. As you can see, it starts out life as a flat pouch and then zips up as a single unit and is just the perfect thing to hold pencils, your glasses. I'm loving the way my sunglasses fit in. Now I will just pop my regular glasses in to show you how nicely they sit. And it's just a little bit funkier than usual. So the project comes in 3 sizes. We've got the small, medium and large size. And all of the designs come as a quilted panel so that you can use regular fabric for them. Today I'm actually going to do something a little bit different, and I am going to use some beautiful vinyl. And the vinyl that I've chosen is a Hogwarts Harry Potter vinyl, and I just think it has a beautiful curve to it, and it'll be a great gift that I'll be able to give. So because the vinyl is so much heavier, I'm only using a really thin wadding. If you are going to use fabric, consider using a quilter's wadding instead. I've also got my backing fabric, and fundamentally I've used a template to cut out the size of my pouch so that I'm not wasting any of the vinyl. I'm also going to use some of this rainbow size 3 zipper tape, and that and a bit of stabilizer is all we need to get started. So let's have a look at how to create this fantastic project. So this design has 6 colours, and I'm going to show you what each colour does as we go along. Normally I would use a colour match thread. However, what I'm doing here is really making sure as we go along that you guys are able to see exactly what I'm doing. So we've stitched the outline, and I'm going to take my vinyl and my wadding. Actually, I'm just going to put my vinyl on at the present time. I'm going to put the wadding on the back, lay it over that outline, and then stitch colorway number 2 to secure. So colorway 3 is all about the quilting, and as you can see here on these 2 different versions, we've used a different quilting design on each. If you don't want to do the quilting because you're using a thicker fabric such as I'm using here, just skip through to colorway number 4. And colorway number 4 is all about showing us exactly where we are going to place our zipper. And you will see that there is a hole in that design where we are going to pull the project through. So what I want to do is to make sure I leave myself plenty of zipper, come over and line up the end of the tape to at least where that stitching ends. And from there, now I'm going to slow my machine all the way down to its slowest speed, which for me is 400. And then I'm going to start little bit at a time, coming through and stitching down that tape. Now, curves and zipper tape are actually a really cool thing because you can come through and just with a couple of little nicks in that zipper tape, you can make it so much simpler to come through and curve that tape. And you'll see I'm just doing a couple of stitches at a time. And I'm just going to cut a couple more little nicks in there. And what we really want to make sure is that we don't stitch over the teeth. So it's a couple of stitches, and at no point am I stretching the tape is the other thing, just to make really clear. Now I'm going to come in a lot closer so that you can see, and this is where the time is taken on this design. And I'm spacing them about between 1/4 inch, just in case you're interested on how far apart my little notches are. Now, some of the embroidery machines out there actually have a feature where you can use your presser foot to start and finish. If you have that feature, this is a, as in pedal foot controller. If that feature is on your machine, this is a great use for it. And I'll be honest, I don't. But it's really no trouble. It's always easier on the straights than the curves. As you can hear, it is storming outside here at the moment in Canberra. And the biggest concern that I've got here is I keep on resting my arm on the arm of the machine, and I just need to make sure as I move that that doesn't affect that. And again, we'll come around the curve. And you just want to make sure that that tape is picked up the entire way around. Okay, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of extra tape there because I always prefer to cut more rather than less. But I am going to trim that off. And what I've now got, and actually what I'm thinking of doing is using that as a little holder tag. I don't mind that idea. So I've just had a sort of 5 centimetre piece left over there. I'm going to use that as a little tag that I can put then on a keychain or something. And I do love the fact that it then automatically matches. Okay, so we are now up to our lining. So we're going to come through and put our lining fabric over, and we're going to re-stitch. Now, a couple of things that we have to do as we do that. And again, now I'm just using painter's tape here, is I just need to make sure that those ends are out of the way. And as we come through, we're actually going to manipulate the zipper around so that we do not stitch any of, and what we're going to do as we come around is we're actually going to manipulate the zipper so that we don't stitch any of that zipper into that seam. So it is one piece of lining fabric, and then I'm going to pop that fabric, wadding fabric there on top. And I've got my thang, my finger thang. And I love the finger thang simply because it really does allow me to manipulate as I'm coming along. All just about coming through, pushing that zip in. So you can see there, all I'm doing is pulling that zip in so that it's out of the teeth area. And you just have to reset that every couple of stitches around that curve. To get a beautiful finish. Once we're done there, just make sure. Okay, so now we are ready to pull our design through. Now, before we pull our design through, I'm actually going to come through and trim just to that first stitching line that we did, which is the outer side one. And all we're looking to do is take the bulk of that fabric away. I am, however, going to leave it around the pull through because it never hurts to have that little bit extra. And then it is all about and what I love about this vinyl is it is so nice and soft that you really can use it even for these smaller projects. So now this is where you can tell if you've got any problems. Now, as we all know, nothing is unsurmountable. But what I'm hoping for is that... now, that was the one that I was worried about, and that's all looking pretty good. So I am a happy camper. And you want to come through and pull all those ends out nicely. Now, if you are working with a regular fabric, you can leave your pouch as is. What I'm going to do, I'm loving this already. That is just so cute. Okay, now the next thing that we've got to do is to come through and attach our zipper. So what we want to do is even out from both sides where that zipper is going to sit. So once we've got our zipper evened out, I'm going to come through and slide the zipper on. Now remember that and I'm not even sure if I'm doing this upside down, to be perfectly honest. Nope, because now that zipper comes in, and how cute is that already? But we do have to finish off the bottom. And to do that, we are going to tuck that zipper in and stitch it. Now, you could do this by hand if you wanted to, but because my vinyl has a lot of bounce to it, I'm actually going to come through and I'm going to stitch all around the outside edge using a black thread, and that's just going to then encase that bottom as well. And what we are left with is this gorgeous finished pouch. Now the only thing I'd do next time is I would put this down before I placed the zipper on so that it was on the outside, but quite honestly it still works, and I'm loving that I now have that Hogwarts inspired glasses case all ready for the next time I'm going out. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Feel free to check it out at juliehalldesigns.com, and keep in mind joining our Locked in Stitches Facebook group for free weekly classes. Until next time, have a stitching day. Bye.